Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome. I'm glad to have you. There is an array of stuff on this channel. I just share with you things I do in my life, my interests, and this video happens to be my next crochet project. So what you can see in the background here, it's over here, hanging over the couch there is my previous crochet project, which I did do some videos on and seemed to be some good interest from that. Now my next crochet pattern I am about to start. It is called the Chrysalis Throw. It's by the Floral Hook and specifically designed by Jen Tyler, a super sweet lady that lives in South Africa. So this pattern is a paid pattern. I bought it on Ravelry. It is really affordable though, all that to say. I thought I paid $4.50. Maybe that's the price with tax. Right now you can buy it for $4 and you get the entire pattern. I printed it off. It's a whole binder. You don't have to print it off. You can just follow along on your computer or your phone. And then there's also videos, excellent videos to accompany every step of the way. Super good. And that's where I learned that Jen Tyler was so sweet. These videos, there's a lot of personality in there. So anyhow, my last project, I did it all from my phone. I didn't have a hard copy and it was hard for me. There's something about seeing things in paper sometimes that really helps me. So I printed it this time. I know that's not very tree friendly, but I don't plan on getting rid of it. I'll share it with somebody, or maybe I'll make it again, who knows. So the links to the videos are in the paid pattern. So when you buy the pattern, you get the links in the big collection of stuff that makes the pattern. So I wanted to just show you a little bit of what this looks like. Now what I'm going to show you here is the throw without the corners. And look at that. It is super, super fun, super intricate. I'll show you another picture with some corners. It's kind of a tousled picture, so it's hard to see. This is part 6, the finale. Beautiful. Those were 2 different colorways, obviously. So let's get started. How I plan to do this is just every part. There are 6 parts to the blanket, the throw. I will show you, talk to you a little bit about it, show you how mine's coming along, give you my thoughts. And if you have worked this project, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I would love to hear of other crochet patterns that you recommend I try. And well, without further ado, here are my color selections. So right here, one more thing really important. In the description of this video, I am going to link the Ravelry page where you can purchase your own pattern. You can also see this project done in a ton of colorways, which is one of my favorite things to look at on Ravelry. And if I say that incorrectly, I apologize, because for some reason that's a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. Anyhow, and also I will list my yarn that I'm using, a link to that if you have any interest in that line of yarn, so you can check that out. And finally, I will link the blanket you see in the background that I made, the playlist that has that. So if that interests you, if you want to check that out, that paid pattern and see how all that went, you can check that out too. Here now, what you're looking at is my office workspace area, and this is an open nook here in this shelving area, and this is where I decided to put my yarn for this project. Now let me tell you what, I really struggled to choose my colors, and on Ravelry there are all sorts of photos of different colorways people did. There are recommended colorways, which I will show you here. This is the pattern. I did print it. My last pattern I made all from digitally looking at my phone. It's just hard for me. So I did print this pattern. These are the recommended colors, and I supplemented in. So let me show you here. So I did the best I could. I am using, this is, I love this yarn. This is Hobby Lobby's yarn. I went with Hobby Lobby because where I live, I don't know if this is just a local issue for me, but I can't find much in the same brand and the same weight as far as colorways go. Like, you know, a store may have, you know, I don't know, 15 shades, but I don't know, it's just not what I want. So I was on Red Heart's website. I've ordered directly from Red Heart before because you can get more color options. But even still, in, you know, their regular acrylic Super Saver, they only had like 66 colorways. Or colors. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby. I do enjoy working with this yarn. I think it's very pleasant to work with for a just regular worsted weight acrylic yarn. It's very pleasant to work with. It has a nice give and a nice texture, holds up well. I've used it before, so that's what we're using this time. But I still struggled. I had some ideas of what I wanted to do, but I still couldn't find quite the colors I needed. I don't know if this is like a problem that everybody has or it's unique to me, but gosh, it's frustrating to me when you have an idea in mind and you can't create it. So anyways, as I was looking at Hobby Lobby and I was looking and looking and looking, I'll show you this picture here. I came across a variegated yarn, and it was similar to this, not exactly the same, but similar to this, almost like rainbowy, but not a true rainbow as far as shades went. And I used that as my inspiration, and kind of picked colors. Now, then I had to assign the colors, and that was tricky for me. So I did notice, I felt like often the green, the light green was used as almost like a stem-ish kind of color. And then also the olive green is kind of, has a stem-like feel to it when it's used. You can see. So I don't know, I only have one green-like color. And then I have yellow, and I felt like that was the closest thing to green. So I kind of assigned my colors accordingly along with that. So the denim, which is this dark navy blue, is going to be turquoise on my blanket. The citrus, now I was back and forth on citrus. Citrus, I believe, is this right here, and that I ended up using the hot orchid for, which is this purple-ish shade. And then the olive, which is the dark green, I ended up using the key lime for, which is right here. And then the soft lime, which is the light green in the illustration, I assigned yellow. I hope that works out. For the coral, I did mango. For Snow Moon, which is this light blue shade, I did this light peach, which I'm really enjoying this shade, this light peach. And then for the white or cream, which they had a pretty true white there, it appears, I'm using a shade called Linen. So I hope, I mean, I know it's going to be beautiful. I don't really know. I mean, it's going to take shape as we go. So this is the beginning. I'm about to start. I plan on getting some parts done here before I bring you back and show you and let you see what it's starting to look like. So here we go. All right, so I am chugging right along on this. I am on round 5, and I have come across a new stitch terminology that I thought I would share with you. It's called a 3BLO. So that stands for third back loop only. I don't know how I didn't know about this before, but let me show you what it is. So this cream here that I'm doing right now is in the 3BLO, third back loop only. And you can see the top of my stitches here are visible from the row before that I'm working into. So I want to show you what the third BLO is. So this first is 1, 2, then right behind it, this little stitch right here, that's the third BLO, the third back loop only. Maybe you can see a little better here what I've worked into. So that took me a little while to figure out, but really having a lot of fun getting going with this project. So this is round 5. I'll bring you back in a few more rounds to see what it looks like. Okay, so here we are. This is the completion of part 1. So totally complete part 1. This is supposed to measure 12 inches by 12 inches at completion, because this part of the pattern could be just a square. You could perform this pattern to this point and make the square. Part 2 will take you to a larger square, which could be like a cushion or like a throw pillow kind of size. I'm not sure the measurements offhand. And then if you follow all the parts through, it will make a throw. So I have really enjoyed working on this pattern this far. The young lady who has prepared this pattern and who has made the videos is extremely talented and so sweet. I mean, it is such a pleasure to listen to her videos. You know, she throws in a little commentary and a little opinion here and there, and it's like you're getting to know someone and you're crocheting with a friend, and she is so encouraging as well. So encouraging about learning, about trying different things, really just a breath of fresh air. So I haven't watched every round on the video, but I have watched most of the rounds on the video because there are quite a few things I've never done before, it's shocking to me, but a really good time as well. So I mentioned in that little clip about the third back loop. There's also a 4th loop that she has you work into from time to time. And it's been so fun. And, you know, if I do get a little stumped by the verbiage, you know, the written information in the pattern, as soon as I watch the video, it is as clear as day. And then when I read back through, I actually know what I'm reading. So, anyways, I've enjoyed it just so much. I can't tell you just how much I've enjoyed it. And so this young lady who has made this pattern, you learn little bits of her life. She's in South Africa, and she has a beautiful accent. It's just great. So, as you can see, the colors are kind of taking shape. I have not used any of my yellow yet. I've only used very little of my linen shade. You can see it here, and it's actually down in here as well. But all the other shades I believe have been used, some more so than others. These little strings that you see here, it was mentioned at a point to not weave them in, And then I never heard to weave them in yet, so I'm just holding off with those for the time being. You can kind of see the back. There's a lot of things, you know, going on that you're working on top of things and under things, and it's just a lot of fun. So much fun. And I think you can probably see the dimension, but there's a lot of dimension. So I'm enthusiastic to start part 2, and I'm just going to publish this video as this is so you can see what the chrysalis is up to this point. I will post a different video for each part that, you know, kind of gives you a little review, and you can see where I'm at and see what I'm thinking, just to give you a little inside scoop about trying the pattern yourself. So I would love to hear in the comments if you would tell me, you know, what you're crocheting, if you've heard of this pattern before, any other super awesome patterns that you think I should try out. I'd love to hear anything crochet. Tell me about it. I'd love to talk with you about it. So I'll be back real soon with another video with part 2. Hopefully it won't take me too long. But anyways, I'll talk to you then.